Hi, today we're going to talk about ketones. I have asked Dr. Hoke some questions. So, why ketones?
Why ketones? First of all, let's talk about what keto is. So a keto diet is a diet that's absent of complex carbohydrates. There's a few different ways to do a ketogenic diet. One is low calorie and low carbohydrate, which forces your body to tap into stored body fat in order to have energy. So you start losing body fat that way. It's really hard to do. The calories are really restricted. The types of food that you can eat are very restrictive to low sugar and low fat foods. There's another way to do keto that's a high fat keto, where you eat a lot of fats, still no sugar and very low in carbohydrates. The exception is that, don't get me wrong, vegetables are carbohydrates, but we're talking about green cruciferous vegetables that don't have a lot of sugar in them. So not peas and not carrots, but broccoli, cabbage, lettuce, all of those would be okay. And fruits that are very low. And when doing a high calorie or high fat keto, you actually have to eat an awful lot of fat. Some people don't adapt well to that. They get the keto flu. They don't feel so good. Their digestion can't keep up with that level of fat metabolism. Maybe they've got gallbladder problems or don't have a gallbladder anymore, and they can get liver dumping, which leads to diarrhea. It's not a fun situation to be in. I tend to advise my patients to do a modified ketogenic diet where you eat green vegetables, low sugar fruits, just 2 a day, and then your proteins and your fats, but you go very minimal on the fats. Maybe 10% of your daily caloric intake would be fat. But I like to cheat a little bit, and I like to supplement with actual ketones. So she asked me too, what are ketones? Because we were selling ketones. Ketones are the byproduct of fat metabolism. And ketones can then, so you eat some fat, or you're using the fat on your own body for metabolism, for energy. You get twice as much ATP or energy molecules from fat metabolism than you do carbohydrate metabolism, and you get ketone bodies as a byproduct, and you can then additionally use the ketone bodies for more energy. Well, you can also supplement with exogenous ketones that are just bioidentical, just like the ones you have in your body, and it's a preferred fuel source because it gives you so much more energy. We have lots of information on our website, on our Everything Keto page about keto. But probably Melinda and I do like a lazy keto. We eat clean veggies, the veggies we're supposed to have. We limit our sugar. We have fruit. But if this is your lifestyle and your day-to-day and part of your lifestyle, it was just 4th of July weekend, we probably both had an alcoholic drink.
Couple.
Yeah, but I found that you can mitigate some of the effects of consuming alcohol by first consuming ketones. So it's a habit of mine that every morning I start my day with ketones, and I know it's a habit of yours.
Every day, yeah.
Every day. So people were asking us, well, where do we get ketones? Well, I've tried a lot of different types of ketones. Pruvits are my favorite. You can get those from this Everything Keto page or my products page on my website. I just like the energy you get from them, and I like the variety of flavors. So if you're drinking these every day, you maybe want to change things up. A secondary to that, some patients did not want to go online and create, do online ordering. So we went with Designs for Health for the Keto Nootropics. My experience is I get the same result from the Keto Nootropics as I do from the Pruvit ketones, meaning a bit of an energy boost without all the dangers of energy drinks, and better an elevated metabolism. But this only comes in one flavor, and so if I'm drinking these for a month on end, maybe I want to switch to something like that. So you have 2 options. Your experience with ketones when Melinda first tried them It's like freaking jet fuel. It's like jet fuel.
Yeah, I went to the gym, did my half-hour workout. It was a high-intensity interval training workout. and I felt like I could do it again, but instead of staying at the gym, I went home, got on my treadmill, and I ran 3 miles without stopping, like for the first time ever in my life. It was crazy. And I don't get that every time I drink it, but you know, that potential is there.
You get used to it though. I mean, anything that you start, any habit that you start, it's wow, maybe the first time you do it, and then you don't get that big wow from it. But that doesn't mean you're not getting the benefits. You've just gotten so used to it. So you said how long will the effects take place after you drink one? I'm like, usually my experience is about 3 days, and after the 3rd day I kind of notice something's not quite right. I don't have the energy I usually have. What's the deal? And you found out.
I remember I was still same gym, same half-hour high-intensity interval training class. Dr. Hook had asked me, you know, do you feel any difference? And I was like, I don't know. And then I ran out of ketones, but I wasn't thinking about it. I was at the gym. I felt weaker than normal. And it like clicked, like, I'm out of ketones. I haven't had any in 3 days.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I'm not feeling up to par with my workout.
So after the 3 days, it was probably longer because you had to order some.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get that big wow again when you reintroduced them?
I did. I did.
So if you're looking for a source of energy, like I'm not a fan of energy drinks. I'm not a fan of high caffeine and toluene and all of that stuff that goes into energy drinks because it creates arrhythmias with the heart, and too much caffeine is going to dehydrate you anyways. But for me, exogenous ketones, since they're bioidentical and just like what your body would produce if you were very strict on one of these diets, is a great way to go because it's not going to give you heart palpitations, and it's not going to create all those, you know, other problems that energy drinks create. And it's a healthy solution because you're going to metabolize this stuff and literally use it for energy. It's not a false energy like what you get from caffeine. It's literal energy in a bottle. And I never had that sort of buzzed feeling. I always felt like, man, I'm having a good day, you know. And then you run out of them, you forget to reorder, and you kind of wonder, not kind of feeling myself, and you realize you haven't had your ketones for a couple days. Mm-hmm. So there's a great little video on this page that talks about the difference between, you know, burning fat for fuel and burning glucose for fuel. And the simplest explanation is think of glucose as the kindling in your campfire, and think of fats as the oil, like in an oil lamp. The oil lamp is going to burn a lot longer and hotter than the kindling is going to burn. It's going to, you know, glucose, you consume it, you exercise, it's gone. Ketones, though, are going to stay with you just a bit longer. And if you get your brain hooked on using ketones for fuel, it'll be looking for a ketone source within your own body. And of course, that comes from body fat. So you have a greater chance of tapping into that stored body fat for fuel and losing some body fat when you use ketones. We've done a few different experiments with different patients, one a power lifter, one a bodybuilder, different athletes who have different sports, and everyone has said that they love the energy and the athletic boost they get from the ketones. So if that's something you're looking for, just tap onto the website and order you some ketones. Thank you.
Bye.